This is Monday with the Manager, and we're in the town of Ferdinand talking with the town manager, Chris James. And Chris, Ferdinand just came off of a really big weekend.
We had our Chris Kindelmart celebration, the 18th annual edition last weekend, another tremendous success. We had thousands of folks in town, even with the weather being kind of dicey Saturday. It was great turnout Saturday, sunshine on Sunday. It worked out very well. I haven't gotten a lot of vendor feedback yet, at least through the tourism folks, but it went very well, and I think all of the vendors, again, because of the weather, I think things went very well for them.
Now, I guess Ferdinand then moves into your next big event, which would be next week.
We come up on December the 4th, a week from this Friday. It's weather permitting. We always have to throw that out this time of year. Our annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony. The last 2 years, it's been weathered out. Last year, it was rain. The year previous, we actually had snow and some ice and had to scratch it off the book. So we're hoping Mother Nature is kind to us on the 4th that we can actually get it going. We're getting Santa Claus in. He'll take his fire truck ride up from the South Side Longy Fire Station up to a 900 block of Main Street, the open lot next to Universal Design. It's that open space where we've been setting our tree up. We'll have hot chocolate for folks to drink, candy canes for the kids, and the Forest Park dance team will perform, have some goodies going on with that. And again, that's coming up Friday, December 4th. It's going to start at 6:30. Santa will arrive soon thereafter. It'll last probably 45 minutes or so, maybe a little longer or sooner, depending on how cold it is and how the weather behaves itself. But we're looking forward to actually being able to do it this year.
Let's hope that it's just right for weather-wise. A lot of people are talking about there's great development going on in Ferdinand, as there is in Jasper and Huntingburg and all areas. So housing is getting to be a little tight for folks. And Ferdinand, I know some of the talk is, well, what are you going to do about housing in Ferdinand?
We've been working. Du Bois Strong earlier this year had a housing study authorized, and it found that the issue with housing wasn't just build houses and folks will come. It found out that we needed certain types of housing for people to move into, starter level homes for a lot of the frontline workers, the folks that are being hired in by Master Brand and the Jasper engines, and getting able to have those employees have some place they can afford to live. So we're working on starter housing, and we are having some private conversations with individuals about potential developments in town. We're going to have some conversations at the state level, trying to find a way to help the process along. That's something that developers have been a little bit hesitant on, is that initial upfront cost in terms of the infrastructure, putting in the roads, the sewer, the stormwater, getting all of that ready, and then sell the lots. And that return of investment doesn't come as quickly as I think some would like to. They outlay X amount of dollars. They'd like to get that money back in quicker. The process doesn't always work that way. So we're trying to find that magic bullet, if you will, that will open things up and get that first developer to say, I'll step up and I'll put down some money. We'll get this process going. Some of the thoughts we've had is an abatement type measure where we could offset some of the funds up front. Still do the work in the beginning as if it's paid up in front, but break the actual cost down to a 2 or maybe even a 3-year period where they can make installments. That way they're getting the product ready to go. We know we're getting our money. They're not getting hit as hard financially up front, and can start the process of selling the lots and getting those homes built where we can start actually filling the roofs and getting people in. We'll take any type of housing. I mean, we prefer single-family residence, but we've had good success. Brad Brosmer and Promising Properties earlier this year constructed an 8-unit building. All the units were spoken for before he actually opened, and as best I know, all of them are still full. So we know that the availability is there. We also consider duplex-type housing, or the condos, I guess you could call it, that's so successful on Jasper's north side. Try to have something of that nature in here. Bennett Hall, the Sisters Project, that's a little bit more of a senior income-based housing, but we're opening that up as well. And they hope to have that ready to go about a year from now and have folks moving in. They've already, I think, gotten some interest on getting a waiting list going for folks to move into it. So we're moving the right way. We'd like to go a little quicker with it, but at the same time, we know you can't just ram progress forward. Some things you have to follow certain steps to make happen.
And then there's also empty lots that could have a house put on them or a duplex put on them. So hopefully, good luck with that. Another project that I know the city's been working on for a long time and probably will for a long time is the wastewater with the phosphorus issue.
Phosphorus, and this was a state mandate. It's not the town fathers decided, let's do this. The state came in and said, when your permit comes due, when we renew it, you'll have a 3-year window to get this done. So it was completely out of our hands. Huntingburg's experiencing the same thing. Jasper will in the very near future when their permit comes up. It's a 3-year window to get the phosphorus levels down. I think it's 1 part per million. We're not so drastically out of compliance. It's not a Ferdinand issue. It's an everybody issue to get that level down. We've done a lot of work in the last year and a half. We have our official construction permit, which is signed off on by IDEM. We now have it, but we're not going to actually start the work until next year, until we have our financing available. And right now we're working, our town attorney, Bill Schoenefeld, has been an integral part of this. He's sort of the hub of the wheel. All of the different entities feed him the information. Bill compiles it. He's turned it over to rural development, and now it's in their hands. They're processing it. It'll go up the ladder on their end to Indianapolis, and it's just a multi-month process to make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, boxes are checked or unchecked to make sure this can happen. And we're hoping spring, summertime of next year, hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll have the funding available, then we can actually start the process of getting the drying beds built and have all of it ready to go. From construction point, we'll hit our deadline without any trouble. It's getting the money available to pay for the project that may throw some of our windows a little bit out of skew. We're going to be working with IDEM on that to see if we can have a grace period built in where they won't just hammer us real hard for not hitting a timeline, because a lot of this right now, it's out of our hands. It's our rural development and the state that basically will dictate the pattern, the process time-wise from here until that point. We're just trying to do our best to get them the information when we can and how we can, and get as quick a turnaround as possible.
All right. Well, Chris, thank you very much. Good to talk with you. And good luck, continued good luck for the town of Ferdinand. This has been Monday with the Manager on 18 WJTS. Local people watching local people.